Guess what? In a violating relationship when everything was fine. Chasing paper, committing crime, facing time, neglecting dimes, respecting slimes, knowing I could do better. Instead I'm like, never mind. Feeling resentment behind co-defendants, saying it's love in the same sense they snitching. It's many men I wanna kill behind my pride. Then again, it's many men of mine I wish that never died. Learning the difference between the wrongs and the rights. My man who put me on the paper wound up facing life. In return, though I'm concerned, still scraping his wife. If he read this in a kite, he wouldn't take it so light. No need to second guess on nothing I done. Same way you do people, in return the same way you get done.
Yo, I advise y'all to listen to son. Haven't met another man that paint a picture quite as vivid as home. Now
look at my life's changed, it's quite strange. Made it harder for me to harbor or even fight pain. Sometimes the life's taken quicker than the life came. All because a person ain't choose to do the right thing. It's hard to Spike Lee it out. I deal with things accordingly in situations most can only read about. Cause when you least expect it, right then and there, to tell you the truth, karma will seek you out. Violating relationship when everything was fine. Chasing paper, committing crime, facing time, neglecting dimes, respecting slimes, knowing I could do better. Instead I'm like, never mind. Feeling resentment behind co-defendants, saying it's love in the same sense they snitching. It's many men I wanna kill behind my pride. Then again, it's many men of mine I wish that never died.
It's a different world out here, and you gotta be one special kind of person to survive in it. That's why they call me lucky. But being lucky ain't got shit to do with the rules, you dig? First rule I learned was don't nobody play by the rules. Everybody got a price to pay, but one poor decision, it might just cost you your life.
Rocketeering music, rocketeering films. Yeah, we here. Yeah.
Since 13 years of age, I've been in and out of this corrupted, hypocritical system. I've been on parole and probation supervision since I was 16 years old. Even though I'm currently hearing a parole violation, I'm finally maxing out after giving the system 16 and a half years of my life. Yeah, look at me now. I'll be a free man in a few months, boss.
Good? Yo, but what's this, yo? I wrote this crazy rhyme last night, yo. When I get it on cap, I'm gonna spit it for you. Right now, I don't know, but yo, fire, man, fire.
Yo, I'm glad you said that, yo. You said something to me before we locked in on the gates. Hot. You said something about, I'm from where Marley dropped beats off the bridge. Where Queens kids eat like Kings Rock in a gold bed. That was
yeah, you remember that joint?
What do I remember? You the hottest nigga in the building,
That's
baby.
crazy right there, man.
You the hottest nigga in the
That's some
building.
old fire I had in the furnace, man.
Don't downplay it, man.
So with you, what's this?
Man, you know I'm about to get released, man. And you know, I was telling you a while back, you know, I'm writing my life story, you know.
A word?
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta let me read that before you get up out of here, man. Yo,
This is the ticket right
yo,
here.
let me critique that before we get our hands on that, yo.
Word. This is the ticket for me to get out of here, you know. Y'all let me read this. No doubt, man. So
Gentlemen, put a shirt on. Step on out. Lunchtime. Get on the way back. Make sure you give your name.
Assalamu alaikum, man.
Walaikum assalam.
Yo, I read your whole book last night, man.
Alright.
Got a bestseller on your hands, man, for real, yo.
I appreciate that, brother.
That's
I
what's
appreciate
up,
that.
Nah, serious, man. I don't think you realize your own talent, man. For real, yo. But I gotta give you some constructive criticism, bro. You know how that go, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, right now, that's what I need right now. I need constructive criticism, you know?
Yeah, man. Look, you're a talented brother. No question about that.
Right.
But you giving the world your life story when the world don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? You gotta get them with bits and pieces first. And then give them a reason to read your life story, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, speaking of books,
Right.
my boy Oliver Smart, he's a publisher.
Word?
Yeah, man.
Whenever
Yo, give
held
me his
captive,
info.
it wasn't for sales and still captures. Never been charged with trying to manufacture. Always had my own method to distributing tactics. Hard knocks get popped, the toughest turn flaccid. In the streets, he was a beast with the ratchet. Prison world, different world, kids in his package. You know me, I was always low key. Fast learner, cash turner, and never a cold D. What the county doing back to backs, up top, something flat. Either way, I'm right back. Rice and some Jack Mac. I know how the CIs and undercovers play. Do my dirt all by my lonesome and can't see it another way. Game way different now. It's crazy how they getting down. Thank God for aliases, or I'll be up in prison now.
Lynette. How you miss me? You just was up here last week on a visit to see me.
You know what I'm talking about,
Look at
bro.
you, baby. My queen, my goddess.
What?
So beautiful. Look at you. Goodness.
Yo,
Guess
let's
what?
get out of here.
Let's get out of
I'm
here.
cold. Like, let's
Ready.
go.
I just wanna talk to you, you know? Alright, stay right there. Come here, beautiful. Can I get a few minutes to
You sleep with me?
Nah, just thinking.
Thank you. What's on your mind, baby?
Everything.
Everything. Have you thought about what you're gonna do about the book you wrote?
That's everything I'm thinking about, Lynette. I ain't on parole no more. I mean, these crackers can't tell me what to do. No more. And you know what? First thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to see that book publisher. I'm going to see if he's going to publish my book. Lynette, I ain't trying to fuck with the streets no more, baby.
I don't want you going back to the streets either, Pookie. Yo, I can help you. You just gotta be patient, baby. Look, I can give you $5,000 when my old job cuts me a check for my 401k, alright? 5 stacks, that's all you. It's gonna take a few months, but baby, I got you, baby.
All that's good, Lynette, and I hear you. But right now, we got things in the past that we got to get over.
I thought we did get past the past. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I need to do me.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to have a relationship with you and raise my son.
Alright, yeah.
Look, Lynette, I already know that you got a problem with me having a kid on you and all. You know? And I know that's going to hurt our relationship. But I'm right here, and I'm trying, Lynette. Yeah, I just got home. You know, I ain't trying to move too fast. You know what I'm saying? And I know you love me. But you got to let me be a man and do me, Lynette. You got to let me do me.
God. You know what, Todd? Don't give me that shit, okay? Fuck you, that asshole. Don't give me that shit, okay? If you want to do you. Like I said, Todd, you already know that I'm always going to love you. And I'm never going to want to see you doing bad.
So it's like that, Lynette?
You have keys to my house. You have clothes at my house. You get at me when you're ready, okay?
Yeah, I hear you, Lynette. I hear you.
Conversation. I wanna say you're beautiful and prove myself to be suitable. Just one
Yeah, that's my nigga Luck right here though, man. Yo, Luck.
So you talking about?
Yeah, man. What's up? Nigga Luck, B.
Man.
Welcome home. No, boys. Yeah, man. Yo, this my nigga Range. My nigga Luck always talking about, man. You know what I mean? Definitely. Go do me solid.
Yeah, I got you. Y'all do your thing, man.
You know what I mean? What's up though, baby? You good?
Home, baby.
Home? What you want? Home papers? What?
No papers, no nothing, boys.
Ooh.
Be the new Morgan Freeman.
Morgan acting a fucking fool out here, man. What? Nigga, hold this, man. I know you don't need it. I know you. Come on, man.
Word. Yo, I appreciate this, Grim.
Nigga, that's your minor, man. Saying what you got planned for the day, though.
Chilling, man. Just came home, feeling good.
Yes.
About to go see my little man, boys.
That's what's up, man. I seen Shorty and Little Man the other day coming through, man. You know, it's about that time, man. Go check on that, man.
You're ready, man. Yo, Grim, man, I appreciate you, boys.
Yeah, my nigga. You got my number. I'm still here, man. Come through any time, my nigga.
All right, boys. Yo, stay up, man.
Well, man. You stay here,
boys.
man. How about that, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, my nigga. Hey, let a real one go, man. Nigga luck, man.
Hello? Who's this?
Yo, this AJ Pops.
Where you calling me from?
I'm home. Yo, where y'all at? I want to see my little man.
We're in the same place we've always been. When you coming to see him?
I'm on my way.
Let me know when you're outside.
All right. So, where my little man at? You just gonna let me sit out here and freeze?
You can come in.
What's up?
What's up?
Where my little man at?
I took him to a party yesterday and he's been under the weather since, so he's upstairs asleep.
Man, I really wanted to see him.
I know he went to see you too.
Yo, how you been?
I'm good. How you?
I'm good. Just trying to make it. Yo, I know you've been having a rough time with him. You know, raising him by yourself. Give you a couple of dollars.
This is good, but, you know, you definitely need to come and spend some time with him.
Nah, that's a fact. I'm telling you, Denise. I'm gonna do my best by him. I ain't gonna let him down.
I hear you, Luck.
Yo, I really appreciate you. How are you? My name is Todd Johnson. I'm here to see Mr. Oliver Smart.
Have a seat, Mr. Johnson. He'll be right with you.
All right. Thank you.
How's it going, Mr. Johnson?
It's going good, Mr. Smart. I can't complain.
That's a great attitude to have. So how can Best Books be a service to you?
Well, for starters, I feel like Best Books can turn my novel influence into a bestseller.
That wouldn't be a problem. And if your book is as great as you say it is, then Best Books is the place you need to be. However, let me explain to you how Best Book works with our authors. We look over your manuscript to see if it has the potential to make a bestsellers list. Then if we like it, we'll negotiate a contract with your attorney. Do you have an attorney, Mr. Johnson?
Sir, I can't say I do. I don't have an attorney.
Well, it's in the best interest of our authors to have an attorney present when negotiating a contract. What it really does, it alleviates us having to buy expensive suits to wear to court.
Yes, I understand, sir.
Good. Now, I don't want to discourage you because you might be perfect for Best Books. But in order for us to move forward, it's imperative that you retain an attorney.
Thank you for your time, sir. You have a wonderful day.
My pleasure, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
One shot, one kill, blowing on the sycamore.
Yo, you sure your man gonna bless you, big cuz? I got $1,500 to spend with him right now.
Damn, Shy. You ain't gonna say peace?
You know you and your shit. Peace, big cuz.
Yo, peace, knucklehead. You already know what I'm trying to do with this book out here, man.
Well, you already know right now I'm trying to get some twerk too, boss. I got a couple situations that I do need to handle.
Word, I feel that. But what type of niggas you think I'm out here dealing with?
Well, you already know how I move, boss. You know I'm just trying to make sure we covered.
Yo, I told you we gonna get this money together, right?
Yeah.
And I told you that I got the spot up top where we gonna get this money at, right?
Yeah.
Alright then, stop worrying. You my little cousin. I ain't gonna never be the one to cross you, Shy. My man gonna hit me with consignment. He gonna front me an eighth of a key. And he ain't gonna want no ROI off that, you know?
Yo, big cuz, what is a ROI, man?
Yo, ROI, return on investment, Shy. Return on investment.
I can feel that.
Alright then. So yo, stop worrying. You know what I mean? That 1,500 you got, we gonna use that for food and gas. We gonna get this money, man. We out.
That's what it is, man. That's why I love you, big cuz.
Alright, I love you, little cuz. We gonna get this money, baby, like we supposed to.
You alright.
Alright.
Still my hammer time, black blammer time. Niggas will blam the nine, but everybody in this room ball hammer style. We don't reject a jerk, we just reject you jerk. Put the burner to him now, take your fucking necklace jerk. You don't know that check is work. You don't know them.
Lock, no, baby.
What else?
We got these 5 O's for you.
Oh, that's what you got for me?
Yeah, so this is a little welcome home present.
Oh, word, that's what's up, Scott. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Word, that's a good look, man.
Hey,
what
was you? Like told me you was doing a little book and all that. You ain't fuck with the music no more?
No, I ain't fuck with that shit. You know how them bitch ass industry niggas is. Yeah. They ain't trying to open the door for a nigga like me, you feel what I'm saying? But niggas like us, we hustlers, you feel what I'm saying? So book shit is popping right now. Popping. Word, but it's a good look though. It's a good look.
Okay, that's what it is. Make sure I get that autographed copy and all that.
Oh man, you got jokes. Alright.
Your thing.
Oh,
Alright, gotta get up in your seat.
Gotta be loopy, nigga. Straight cracks, nigga. Yeah, 914, nigga. You niggas just talking about it. They ain't really in these streets, nigga. Whoa. These niggas don't know nothing about hustling. They making their first flip and they hustling. I know niggas came home and they hustling. These niggas is still broke, but they hustling. These niggas don't know nothing about hustling. Gotta stack it up. These niggas don't know nothing about hustling. They don't stack it up. And I'ma show you how to do the shit. See, I ain't choose this way, nigga. I come from it. Yeah, feeling I get the flip, loving it. But it's hard when you go broke, when you hustling. I don't like it, it got me back on my gutter shit. Go anti-social, me and my rubber grip. I don't know you niggas, I'm on my other shit. Tell my girls, look, I need another bitch. Another block, more pussy, another strip. Another man down, that's another snitch. The streets no trust, ain't no loving that. Fuck a bitch, I just love to switch. 2 bitches same time, watch me double dip. Love the life and I love the flip. I'ma hustle till I'm filthy rich.
Yo, big cuz, man, this Hudson situation that you got me at, man, I can't believe that work moved that fast, man.
Yo, Shy, I told you, little cuz, man, don't worry about that. You know what I mean? But I ain't even gonna lie, Shy, yo. I ain't know that work was gonna move that fast either, though. Yo, I told you, man, my connect got that good product, man.
That's what it is. You know me, I'm ready to re-up whenever you ready to re-up.
Yo, say no more. We out of here today. I'm gonna call my connect when we hit the town, you know what I mean? For a new situation, though, alright?
Say no more.
Alright. 100, boss.
Niggas don't know nothing about hustling. Gotta stack it up. These niggas don't know nothing about hustling. They don't stack it up. But I'ma show you how to do the shit. These bitches choosing, these niggas snoozing. Can't tell what I'm moving. Them feds is drooling. I'm winning, they losing. These diamonds stupid. Late nights got trap stories and some are gruesome.
Hello?
I thought you said you was gonna be in Mount Vernon today.
Nah, I'm on the highway right now.
You on the highway? You going back upstate?
Yeah.
You serious? Like, for real? Like, you just came home from prison and you go into the same town that you got locked up in the hustle? Are you for real right now? This dumbass is going right back to jail, Todd, I swear.
Yo, why you always gotta open your smart ass mouth to say some dumb ass shit, yo? What, you trying to jinx me again?
Don't nobody gotta jinx me, Todd. Lucky, right?
Yo, Shaw, bring me back to L crib, yo.
What you mean, man? Bring you back to L crib, Luck?
Nah, man, because the last time she said that shit, I got locked the fuck up, man.
Yo, Luck, man. So when we supposed to be going back up top, yo?
Yo, man, we'll figure it out, man. Just take me back to L crib.
You only get one, there's no second turn. Where some could play it cool, others get
Lynette! Yo, Lynette! Where's she at, yo? Hello?
Yeah?
Yeah, where you at?
Out with the girls. Why?
What you mean, wow, yo? Cause I'm at the crib.
Oh, I ain't trying to come in the school. We just have some drinks. Yo, don't go nowhere.
Tell me to come to the crib if you ain't here.
Why do we always seem to wind up back here?
Strings, what up, nigga? They good? Yes, sir. Get it in, son. Yes, sir. Oh, what's good? Daddy, I'm chilling. Good to see you, baby. Yes, sir. Get it in tonight. Man, what up? Boy, what up? What's up, man? How you? Hey, look. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, my girl told me you wanted to come up on a visit with her. What that was about?
First of all, welcome home, brother.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, you know, I just wanted to pull your coat before you came home and what's been going on out in the town. I just want you to be on point.
You on point about what?
Well, you know Finesse is, or should I say was, like my homie, right? Well, Finesse, he came home while he was in the feds, and, you know, we started talking, we was chopping it up, and he asked about you.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, Finesse just want to know what's going on in the town, right? So I tell him, yeah, you out here taking paper.
What? Yo, this motherfucker scheme got my name sounding crazier than a motherfucker out here. Like I had something to do with this nigga Low Cut getting robbed. Anyway, this the dude they call Low Cut. I don't know why it's being said I got problems with this dude, but Low Cut ain't never been a threat. And that nigga ain't never pop up on my radar. See, I know the real wolves and the real official G's. And he ain't never been either one of them. What?
Hey, yo, you bugging, Lord. I'm trying to get a nigga killed, man. Yo, I fucked up. I just want you to be on point.
Word is born scheme? Yo, you supposed to be a fucking OG out here. You making rookie moves like that? Yo, boss, I should punch you in your fucking face now.
Nah, chill, man. Once you pull water out the faucet, man, you can't put that shit back in, man. Chill, man.
Yo, man, I fucked up, man. But come on, man. This is me, man. You know how it is, man. You my nigga.
I don't know how it is. And first of all, how you got my name fucked up in the streets like this?
Come on, man. You forgot that you told me where he lived before he got robbed?
Did you see me rob Low Cut? You don't know if I robbed that man. Did I ever tell you I robbed that man?
Boss, basically, you on point. I was on point. I fucked up. I got your point, love.
Yo, Sking, you ain't making no fucking sense right now, man. Even if the nigga Luck did rob the motherfucker, you still supposed to keep your fucking mouth closed, man.
True, this is true.
You assuming shit. You got my name fucked up out here in the streets.
Yeah, but look,
yo, word is born. Yo, stop trying to fuck my name up in these streets, B.
So, man, fuck that, man. We up in this joint, man. Fuck that bullshit, man. Fuck out this shit.
Yo, boss, I'm serious, boss.
Told me if I do it to do it for myself. It'll be stupid to sell crack again. Get another cat again. Get locked in the same faces. Welcome me back again. Now I got a better way to eat. write hard bars and spit them over the illest of beats. I'm a part of a movement, no way I'm losing. No other choices, music's all I'm doing. Record label started a bidding war to sign me. Got the streets on smash, realest.
That's what's up, yo. So check it, this is my homie Chrome right here. What up, Chrome? Boss, my homie Greenery. Boss, I was just telling the nigga Chrome, you remind me of you when you was younger. Alright. He be on this joke shit too. I think y'all should link up.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. I'm Polly, boss, you know what I mean? But right now, you know, I just came home, though, you feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm trying to get me some fresh pussy right now, though, you know what I mean? You know how to think, though. Alright, boss.
Alright, my G.
Alright, boss. Alright, boss.
Tactics, hard knocks get popped, the toughest turn flaccid. In the streets, he was a beast with the ratchet. Prison world, different world, kids in his package. You know me, I was always low key. Fast learner, cash turner, but never a cold D. What the county doing back to back, up top, something flat. Either way, I'm right back. Rice and some Jack Mac. I know how the CIs and undercovers play. Do my dirt all by my lonesome and can't see it.
Fuck about this shit, man. I got a fucking ankle, bro.
Yo, Lock! What the fuck happened, homie? You mean what happened? More shoes break things? That's how you giving it up on me, homie? Yo, Kyle, you going out like that on me, homie? Alright, say no more.
See, I once read in the 48 Laws of Power that reputation was everything, and if not protected, it could lose value. See, it's a different mindset out here now. It's really a whole new different world. You gotta be a special kind of person to survive in it. I guess that's why they call me lucky. But luck ain't got nothing to do with the rules, you dig?
Realize your own talent, man.
Yes, shit. Peace, big cuz.
Well, your dumb ass is going right back to jail, Todd.
But he asked about you. Okay, so I'm thinking on the town, right? So I tell him, yeah, you out here taking paper.
Where are y'all?
Shit, man, come on. Shit.
At the end of the day, everybody's reputation is on the line. So I guess you gotta figure out what you willing to kill for, what you willing to live for, and what you willing to die for.
Oh my God.
Well, we here now. Racketeering music, racketeering films. Yeah, we here. Yeah, yo. These streets is filled with deep vendettas. This feature opens like a secret ledger, envelopes full of feta. Murderous plots for guap, don't get your scalp shot. Survivor headshot and get popped before your way hearing. Self-made, I'm paid, new coupe, power steering, glaring at the moon. I'm a wolf, sunroof open. Racketeering opus, criminal quotes, visual dopeness. My scope, I'm so focused. You know the science on the math when the coke is measured. Heavy jewelry don't float as very deep like treasure. Nothing personal business, never mixed with pleasure. The fix is in, so we broke in to take whatever. Thought-provoking crooks pull out and wave berettas. For major paper endeavors, killers are dead ya. Live wires, dope suppliers, distributors, coke buyers, felons with priors, coke conspirators. Mr. Motion pictures, 3D scriptures, graffiti literature. Hey, HUD, I left my signature. My name and handprints embedded in cement. Made it surviving through extreme reality.
Shit, man. Yo, look. Yo, look, man. Yo, who did this? Yo, fuck that. I got him, look. Look, get the car. Yo, look, get the car. He get you everywhere, man. He get hit everywhere. Yo, no, oh, shit, yo, get his back, yo. Get his back. Fuck, get the car. Yo, look, you know who did this? Who did this, man?
Be gentle with him, you chill.
Yo, just hold your head. Hold your head, it's gonna be alright. Just hold your head, man. It's gonna be alright, fam. It's gonna be alright.
Yo, go get the car, man. I can't breathe, man.
Yo, he on his way, man. He on his way. Just hold your head, son. Just hold your head.
I've been on these streets for a very long time. I've been doing this since I was a kid. Growing up in this lifestyle, I seen a lot. I did a lot. I have my hands in a lot. And one thing I learned is no matter how fast you living in the fast lane, karma's always gonna catch up.
And one exit, one way here. Is there an here? Here? See here or no? Here? Here, sir?
As you can see, walking back to my chair and shit, you know what I'm saying? And as I look at this chair, sometimes I feel kind of like discouraged, man. I feel like this ain't supposed to be me, or why me? You know what I'm saying? But then again, I ask myself, why not me? You know what I'm saying? I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. I think I just need to sit down for a little while to gather my thoughts, man.
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together.
Different worlds, man, from music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to,
of course.
To film, to...
That's what you wanted, man.
Yeah, man, this is the dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to show brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that is fake, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
real, it's tangible. You can touch this, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All you gotta do is apply yourself, like, you know what I mean? It's nothing you can't do, but people feel like, you know what I'm saying, we gotta, you know, we always getting distracted and shit. So the things we get distracted upon, you know what I'm saying, end up putting us in prison, end up getting us killed, and we don't get to, you know what I'm saying, maximize our full potential.
No, you're right, man. You're absolutely right.
What I wanted to do with my first film, I wanted to do something that I felt that was totally different. I wrote, directed, casted, and executive produced a short film that was based upon a true story and attached it to a documentary that was based on my life. I seen and did a lot of things, and I'm blessed and fortunate to still be here to tell the story. There's a lot of reasons why I wanted to put this documentary out. I don't want it misconstrued as a Mount Vernon documentary. This is a documentary about the life and times of Mr. Toddlucky Johnson. things I've seen, things I've lived. You know what I'm saying? The people I was blessed to be in their presence and people that was blessed to be in mine.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no fake shit. It's real life. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I grew up with these brothers. I watched these brothers as a little kid when I was coming up. Yak knocking Garcia out and shit on 3rd and all that. Like, this is real life shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? No made up shit.
Bezos here, man. Mount Vernon Hilltop. That's what we do, man. 914 thing, man. Talk about my man Luck Bills, man. One of my sandbox dudes, you hear me? I knew this kid longer than I knew damn near everybody out here, man.
Always good when real niggas make it. You know what I mean? When real niggas is putting in that work from 12 years old. You know what I mean? These ain't no make-believe stories or make-believe dudes, man. This real life shit. Like, niggas ain't, you know, rappers that got a deal and then became gangster. You know what I mean? Niggas was putting in that work. So it ain't even about being gangster no more. Like, getting money and being smart is the new gangster. All that
That's
gun,
the new gangster.
You know what I mean? All that gunplay shit, getting all killed up and shot up and can't see your kids and being in prison behind the wall, white man telling you when the shit piss and eating all that. That shit ain't cool, man. You gotta be out here, man, and enjoying life. We living in them times where it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's real life, man. So just to be here is a privilege, but it's also an honor. Like, you know what I mean? I'm happy to be amongst comrades and people that I seen do real things in the street. You know what I mean? And still be here to tell their story. So, you know, basically, man, it's just real life. Real life.
Support this is the realest thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because that is gonna come back 360. You know, it comes back 360. Anytime you support something that's authentic and it's real and the brand is gonna just last and last because it's real. You know, you get behind anything else, you should get behind this.
As a man that you know, Luck Bills, tell me what type of man he is.
I mean, that's a stand-up dude. He rep real love and loyalty, and he rep it well. Fuck 100, 1,000%. I mean, I never seen a dude rep it better. There's a lot of fake dudes out here in the world today, and he ain't one of them.
You know? Like, to be honest, like, he came back, like, real. Like, I didn't think he was gonna make it back like how he made it back right now.
Came back strong, right? Yeah, man.
All I ever wanted to do was just tell my story. I don't want judges. I don't want parole boards. I don't want therapists. I don't want DFY institutions. I don't want prosecutors. You know what I'm saying? Police officers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody telling my story. I want to tell my own story, the real story. M.I.S.T.E.R. Made it surviving through extreme reality. Toddlucky Johnson story.
Back in the days, man, in the early 80s, 85, 84, this is where it was at. This is my beginning right here. You know what I mean? Little nigga to start hustling and all that. And you know, from there on, whatever. And this is where it started, man. And there was times where if you wasn't somebody, you couldn't stand up here or walk through. You had to take a back block, man. You know what I'm saying?
3rd and 3rd.
3rd and 3rd, man. That's what it was, man.
But it's about change. It's about, you know, helping the community, dealing with the kids, you know, dealing in situations where we wasn't able to be dealt with it, you know. So we trying to change the game with this right here. It ain't about us, it's about community. You know what I'm saying? And it's about racketeering me. So, you know, we on our job right now.
I always felt that one day I was going to tell my story. But in order for me to tell the story, I have to first introduce Mama Love. Unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to meet or see my biological grandmother, Ann Johnson. She passed away when my mom was 12 years old. Subsequently, I was born 3 years later.
This is 115 South 14th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York. The house where my mom, Carol, Elizabeth Bertina Johnson, and her siblings, Alex Posey, Renee Posey, and Pam Posey. This is where they were adopted to this house. And 3 years after my mom's and them moved here, whatever happened, I was brought from the hospital to this house when I was born. So this is like the first place this was my first home, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. And this was Aunt Sis' house, man. Aunt Sis was the head of the house. My biological grandmother passed when
I was 12 years old.
You was 12. You had me at 15.
Right. My mother had 6 kids, and 3 of them went with the father's grandmother, and we went with Grandma Aunt Sis. Aunt Sis was a Christian lady, holy roller. So more or less, when she wasn't in church, I was hanging out in the street. Just had to be home by 11 before she got back. And running the street gave me a baby.
May 14th, 1973, Todd Dwayne Johnson was born in Yonkers, New York at St. Joseph Hospital.
Aunt Sis thought I was too grown, you know, which is wanting to be pregnant and smoke cigarettes on her porch. She wasn't having it. So she told me I had to go away to an unwed mother's home. It was in Terrytown. And I went there. And I guess, I don't know, I think she told me that I wasn't coming back to the house with no baby. So they had social workers and all kind of stuff coming up to visit me and stuff. But I don't remember nobody ever telling me my child was going to be adopted. Well, after I had the baby, there was 2 white ladies, a tall man. And he came in, and the head of the lady, her name was Miss Williams, I'll never forget her. She came inside, and she told me to sit down. And she said, this was the agency, and they had good families, and all about how old I was and stuff. And I got up and ran out of that office, and I called Aunt Sis up, and I was crying. I said, Aunt Sis, they trying to take my baby. They trying to take my baby. Now, I hadn't spoke to Aunt Sis because she had made me go away, so I was mad at her. So I hadn't spoke to her, because when I left, I was about 4 months. So that's 5 more months. I hadn't spoke to her, but when they told me they was going to take my child, I called up Aunt Sis and I told her, I said, they trying to take my son. They trying to take my baby. She said, what? What? Let me speak to somebody. Let me speak to somebody. And I was just crying and crying and crying. And I remember Steve came up there. No. I didn't speak to Steve on the phone. Aunt Sis said, just hold on. That's all I knew. But about maybe an hour later, Steve and Mark came to the door. And they walked straight into place, and they looked at me. And matter of fact, I was sitting in front of the infirmary room because I wouldn't go back in the office with the people. And and they said, where the baby at? And I told them where the baby was, and they went back. And which baby is it? Because there was a lot of babies in it. And he grabbed that baby up, wrapped that blanket up on him, and they marched out the door.
Stole me from the hospital.
Yeah. And we took him on home. And when I got home, Beatty was standing outside, anxious. Everybody was on the porch. And old Charlene Hines had her hands out because she was the head of the family. She was the one with the job and with the little bit of money and stuff. And it was like, you know, here comes this little fresh thing again. But she took her hands out, put you in her arms. And from there on, everybody was your mama.
I don't even remember Charlene Hines. This is my
you
first
know
time.
Beatty?
Oh, Beatty.
Beatty, that's Charlene Hines.
I ain't know Charlene Hines.
Yeah, she
Beatty.
took you. She was the first one that held you. And she put her arms out like to say, yeah, you back here now. I'm taking them. You know.
How old were you, and what were the circumstances when you had Todd?
Okay, I was 15 years old when I had Todd. It wasn't easy. It was a struggle, actually, because I was still ready to do the things that I wanted to do. I didn't consider having a child, staying home with my son, and the way I was running the street, my son could not run with me. Thank God I had a family that loved me and my son. So most of the time, I left him with my family. I dropped out of school. I went off in the wrong direction, running the street, having a child when I should have been home taking care of my child.
How did he get the nickname Mr.?
Okay, one of my family members, Snippy, she gave him the name Mr. because when he when he came home, he looked like a little man. And from that day on, she just started calling him Mr. because it was like...
When my moms came over to Aunt Sis' house, and she came with Alex, Renee, and Pam.
Yes.
And then I was born, so that's the house that I was born to. And then I came with y'all over here on Sydney Avenue.
Right.
With TT, Robin, when you had Toby. And we was in this building, right? Or this block.
Yeah.
A lot of people that's in Mount Vernon have their roots on this block.
Right.
Because this was like, and I don't want to say this in a negative connotation, but this was the ghetto. This was like good times, you know what I'm saying? But it was love. Right. It was soul, you know what I'm saying? It was the brothers and sisters that had the big bell bottom pants and, you know, swag. Before swag was swag, this is what it was, you know what I'm saying? You get your styles, everybody was hip, everybody was cool. This is where it was at. This is where our moms and pops they was doing their thing. This is when it was their era.
What kind of a little boy he was, you remember?
Well, he was a good little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. He was a good little boy.
That's good.
And we loved him.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A lot of love.
Everybody told me that this was the woman who named me Mr. And being that we doing a documentary and the documentary is entitled Mr., I thought it was important and very imperative just to show this beautiful woman.
Oh, okay.
And from that day on, she just started calling him Mr. because it was like, she felt like, she said, that little boy been here before. He was always just, it was like he knew just what to do. You know, if you said go, he was too smart for his own britches. Actually, even when he was crawling, he was just always doing something. So I think she just said, we're going to call him Mr., the little man, Mr.
The year was 1979. On my 6th birthday, I was introduced to hip-hop by my cousin Robin Smithrick, a.k.a. Ra-Ra. Growing up on Mount Vernon Ave in the early 80s was a beautiful thing. Mount Vernon Ave was bordered by Yonkers and the Bronx. So during this time, late 70s, early 80s, when hip-hop, graffiti, and breakdancing was becoming a prevalent part of our culture, kids on Mount Vernon Avenue got first dibs on the art form that originated in the Bronx. Because it's, Mount Vernon Ave is really close to 241st, which is actually the Bronx. During that time, Mount Vernon Ave was a melting pot of different ethnicities. You had Puerto Ricans, you had Dominicans, you had the Polish, you had the Indians, West Indians, and you had different ethnicities, and that was where my cultural awareness basically began.
You remember when he first started acting out?
Yes, Todd was about, I'm going to say 6 or 7. He started acting out in school, and actually, if you would hear me tell it, that was not my son who was doing them things that he was doing in school. My friends told me he was in the park smoking cigarettes. But he was a different child when he was at home. He was still, Mommy, thank you, always wanted to stay up under me, and just very tentative to me. And he was a good boy. But when he went outside, I was one of the mothers actually who said, not my son, maybe it's the little kids he was being with, because I just didn't feel like Todd was that one until I started seeing it. The lady said, okay. She took me up to the playground. Todd was up there smoking, and actually he was the leader. He wasn't the follower like I thought. And then in school, Todd would go to school and just throw candy up in the classroom as soon as he got there. He would, just no discipline all day long. And actually, I wanted the school to leave him back. I wanted him to get therapy and all kind of stuff. But they told me that Todd could not get left back because he was always on grade level. He took his SAT tests, whatever type of tests they would. And they couldn't leave him back. But the principal did tell me. Now, this is when he was 6 or 7 years old.
Mr. Blasey.
Mr. Blasey. He told me, he said, your son has a terrible discipline problem. and he will be in and out of jail for the rest of his life. And it's just what that white man told me.
During that time, it was a different world. It took a village to raise a child. And, you know, even though, you know, my mom's was a young single parent mother, she gave me a lot of freedom. So I explored, you know what I mean? I did all the things that kids do, man. I stole candy, I had rock fights, we jumped roof to roof, I stole bikes. You know, I did all the things that a kid, you know what I'm saying, a black male in America does, and, you know what I'm saying, living in certain parts of the United States. But pretty much I had a beautiful childhood, and you know, that part of my life was an integral part of my life, just becoming aware of who I was as a black man in New York State, New York City, Mount Vernon. Coming out the house at an early age, my mom giving me the freedom to run around the neighborhood. I hung out with kids that were 2 and 3 years older than me. So me being 6 and 7 years old, I learned how to hustle, you know what I'm saying, from the older kids. And what we would do is get a couple of dollars or get change or pocket change to go swimming or whatever have you. We would go to the local supermarkets and pack bags, and that's how we got our hustle.
Barbershop, this is where I had my first job, man. First job ever in my life. That was legit and legal. Barbershop right here. Mr. Saxon was an old timer, man. I used to come here and get my haircuts, and I guess he liked my mom's or some shit. You know how them old players be. Nigga gave me a job, man. You know what I'm saying? Gave me a job. I would brush people off after they get their haircuts and shit. You know what I'm saying? They give me a little 50-cent tip, little dollar tip. And when I remember, it was funny. I remember when I first started working here, I was shy. So they had to be like, yo, man, go out there and get that money, man. Brush them people off and shit. So, you know, I would go out there and do a hell of a brush job on the nigga after he get his haircut. I brushed the nigga down to his feet. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I got my money. That's how I got my tips. But yeah, this was the first spot, man, that I worked at as a little kid, man. I was like 8 years old. And I first moved on this block, you know what I'm saying? I was like 8. I was his age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was your age, buddy. And this was my first gig, man.
The samosas had one thing: cocoa leaves, which could be powdered and cooked into crack cocaine. Reagan decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by releasing this highly addictive drug to poverty-stricken areas across the nation to deteriorate the black community, and using the money so they could support the samosas.
It was 1981. I remember sitting in my mom's bedroom on the floor watching TV, and they had just announced that Ronald Reagan had just become the President of the United States of America. I began crying, and I just remember my moms and my step-pops like, what you crying for? And I was just like, yo, the world is about to come to an end. I wasn't heavy into politics. I didn't know anything about politics. But I just, you know, had this feeling in me that the world was about to change. We moved from Mount Vernon Avenue to 160 South 2nd Avenue on the south side. That's when Reaganomics and the crack era began.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it was popping at. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, to beat the state facts and all that.
What up, man? What up, boy?
This where crack started popping at, like, you know what I'm saying? This where niggas, all the hustlers used to be out here and shit. Used to be a broad named Tracy and all that. She used to pop Lottie Dottie off right here. Everybody come, all the hustlers. Everybody that was about something, Track, Bull, Jazzy, Mike, Randy Ray. Everybody. I was a little nigga right here though. My window was right there. 2nd floor. My mom's window was where the fire escape is. Yeah. My room window was right there next to hers. But if you look right here where this AC is, you know what I'm saying? A lady by the name of Tracy, man, you know what I'm saying? This whole block would be flooded with hustlers, little kids. Just everybody would come through there. It was like a little mecca, man. It was a nice time. It was a good, everybody was free. Everybody was alive. You know what I'm saying? It was a good environment. But 1985, man, everybody would just be outside. The hustlers, everybody doing their thing. And Tracy would put that big ass speaker in the window and play Lottie Dottie, and every goddamn thing moving would stop. I mean, even if a piece of paper was flowing through the wind, that shit would stop, cause that was the theme song for everybody, man. Everybody just, you know what I'm saying? It was just that type of era and that vibe and that music that just made everything in harmony, man. But she used to do that and everything stopped, man. Everybody just start dancing and that shit was the shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But back in the days, man, the early 80s, 85, 84, this is where it was at. This is my beginning right here. You know what I mean? Little nigga just start hustling and all that. And, you know, from there on, whatever. Matter of fact, there's a barbershop across the street called Mr. Saxon's. I don't know what that shit is called now, but it used to be a barbershop called Mr. Saxon. And the nigga used to go over there. And the nigga used to go over there and, you know, brush niggas off and all that after their haircut, get a little 50 cent, keep moving, buy some nallies, find some gums and all that.
The crack cocaine epidemic of the 1980s and 1990s affected many poor people's lives, the majority being African American.
The crack epidemic or pandemic was some devastating shit. I seen women that were beautiful, model chick status, but once they got caught up on their crack, they sold their soul. They ain't even care about their appearance no more. I seen it all, man. Brothers robbed their own mama. Beautiful sisters selling their bodies. Brothers in and out of the penitentiary. The United States government unleashed a powerful monster that destroyed a lot of black and Latino families all over the United States. This was biological and biochemical warfare.
I don't know what this is right here, but this wasn't here when we was living in the building. This just used to be like you could just walk right there and lean up against the wall or whatever. It was nothing. It was just a walk, but it was a wooden wall right here.
Yeah.
And it used to you could pull it open. And when you pull it open, it was just like, you know, if this was a real building and the landlord wanted to put a vacuum cleaner or a lawnmower or a snow builder, he could put it up under here.
So it was a storage area?
It was a storage area, but what the hustlers used to do was come put the work under here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, me being who I am in my curious mind, I'm 10, 11 years old, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little cat, a little young cat. I already see my man stashing the weed in the joint over there. So he'll come in the building and do the same thing over here. So we just used to get him all the time. You know what I'm saying? That was our little hustle. But see, we was so naive that we didn't know what a bag of weed was going for.
How old were you?
I was 10, 11 years old, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, back then, we didn't know what a bag of weed was going for. We didn't know the value of nothing. We just knew the value of how much Now-Laters cost, how much Boston baked beans cost. And if we had $1, we could get 10 of everything that cost 10 cents. So when we used to steal 100 bags of weed, we used to go to the hustlers that we knew that was hustling other shit and tell them like, yo, listen, I got this. You know what I'm saying? And they would give us $40, $30. You know what I'm saying? But that was $1 million to us. You know what I'm saying? Because all we wanted to do was just buy candy and run around the neighborhood and tell jokes and laugh. So that was the beauty of that, man.
At one time in my life, I used drugs. Todd didn't let none of the people on 3rd Street sell me drugs. And when I would come down the street, they would call me, yo, that's Todd's ace. I don't care what kind of money I had or whatever. That was Todd's ace. Never would one of them sell me nothing. I had to walk all the way to 241st. So a lot of ways he was just protective, but he was a boy, you know what I mean? Now I was his mommy.
That was just a rough period, you know what I'm saying, to see relatives, you know what I'm saying, relatives, aunts,
But it's just how they listen to you. I mean, you know, I believe a drug dealer is just like a drug taker. So they wanted that money. But when I came down, I remember one time a couple of them would, and somebody be across the street, yo, Kaleem Ace. I would be so mad. And then another time, he caught me getting it from someone else, and he went over there and he had words with him, but he was very nice with him, told him, please don't ever sell my mother no drugs. So he was always like that. He was always the boy, the man, you know what I mean?
The mister.
Yeah, the mister.
When crack hit, it was like a meteorite just landed in the hood. In the beginning, I watched families transform into something that wasn't beautiful to the sight. And I watched kids get separated from their families, whether it was by the courts or whether the streets took them. Being a young kid at this time, myself and my friends, you know, we were forced into this way of life. It wasn't by choice. We had to clothe ourselves, we had to feed ourselves, We had to take care of ourselves. And the only way we could do that is by becoming part of this new lifestyle of drug selling. The only people that was out there that had their thing together or seemed like they had their mind together was the old hustlers. The older brothers, and they took us under the wing and showed us the ropes.
My son was doing things like an older child, but I also think too that came from me being 15 years old and giving him the privileges to do these things because he was the only child and I wanted him to be a boy. He wasn't going to be a boy and he was going to know what's happening because I thought, that was the way to live because I was young myself.
It was a different day and time though too, so the stuff that I was doing and running around the neighborhood, that was...
But if I wasn't 15, you better believe you wouldn't have been, if it was now...
Yeah, now it's a different situation.
But I'm saying, even if that time was, I'm just saying, children shouldn't...
Right.
...have such, privileges. Just all over the place. He knew too much. He knew too much.
In what way?
Well, he knew things like he shouldn't have known about. He knew about, for instance, talking to these men downstairs. I mean, these were drug addicts, of all sorts, but hustlers and stuff. Todd sat right up under them, and they didn't mind it neither. He just, it was like, he knew things before he got to his turn. He knew things already.
In the name of our love, with the Supreme being named, that God bring about a different change that the world been seeing misery of, that live in love, peace, and happiness. With the knowledge of each man upon this planet Earth, that he is God, and the original black man is God, the founder of all men upon the planet Earth. We the 5% of here, we represent ourselves as God through our true knowledge as God. All wise people who can teach civilization to all the human families, which is all generation upon this planet Earth, from seas to come, from seas to go.
I was blessed with the divine attribute of Kalim, intelligent Allah. Kalim is an Arabic name for writer. It was the summer of 1986. The very first time I heard the God Rakim Allah was at a Larry B block party that Larry B threw in the back of Washington School on 6th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York. I was introduced to the Nation of Gods and Earth by a brother by the name of Tashim, aka Stephen Cox. He was the first person that pretty much taught me by word of mouth supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabets. It was a very beautiful time in my life because I was learning things that I had no knowledge of. I was learning about Marcus Garvey. I was learning about Elijah Muhammad. I was learning about W.F. Muhammad. I was learning about Noble Drew Ali, Prince Hall, Malcolm X, Sheikh Anta Diop, Ivan Van Sertima, John Henry Clark, Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, all these other important figures in history that contributed to the knowledge of self. We looked up to Old God Jamal. We looked up to I God. We looked up to Masterful. We looked up to Everlasting. We looked up to brothers like Rameek. We looked up to brothers like Rasan, Unique. All the gods of that era was just like superheroes to us. And these are the brothers who we looked up to. There was a proper protocol, the way lessons was supposed to be studied and learned. So I knowledge 120 by learning a degree or a lesson a day, which was 120 degrees. So I knowledge my lessons in roughly 4 months. These teachings taught self-awareness, knowledge of self. It taught us culture. It taught us respect. It taught us how to be men. Ironically, during this time, many of the people that had knowledge of self kind of like was caught up at the same time in the drug trade. So even though we were for our people, we were kind of caught up monetarily in that zone. So it was hypocrisy. It was a major contradiction. But again, here it is. I'm 13 years old, being taught for the very first time that the black man is God, and all these powerful things that gave me self-esteem, that gave me knowledge of self, that gave me awareness, that gave me motivation, that taught me things that I wasn't learning in school. For the very first time, I'm learning these things. But at the same time, the reality is that I'm on this block. I'm 13 years old, and I'm selling drugs to my people. It was just that I was caught up into two worlds. I seen a lot of things on these streets, man. I seen how this drug played a major part with black on black crime, young cats having to fend for their blocks, having to fend for their territory, even having to fend for themselves. Once you're coming into so much money, you become prey. You know what I'm saying? You got the stick-up kids, you got the police, you got everybody coming at you, so gotta learn how to protect yourself. Then you start playing with the guns, and the guns lead to, you shooting people, or you getting shot at, and you know what I'm saying, and then it just turns into something that you never thought, like a monster emerges. And it's just something that you never thought that you can become, or people that you looked up to, or beautiful people that you saw in a beautiful light become monsters. The year was 1989, and I was now 16 years old, fresh out of DFY. At this age, I'm supposed to be in high school, my senior year, getting ready to graduate and go to college. Meanwhile, back in Mount Vernon, New York, nothing had changed.
Just outside the doors where you see police putting up crime scene tape.
This part of my life is called Stick-Up Kid. In the late 80s, early 90s, the crack era was still in full effect. I was now in my late teens. I was just coming home from doing a few years in DFY. While I was away, I developed a different kind of mentality. Being back in my environment and realizing the conditions that plagued my environment hadn't changed, but seeing these new players that were now playing in this game, they had evolved. There was a lot of money being made. I ain't have time or patience to sell drugs no more. So I got me a gun and started robbing everything. Then I linked with a few real G's, and we started robbing the drug dealers. I never tried to pretend that what I was doing wasn't wrong. Shit, we was all doing something wrong. It's just that what I was doing, I felt it was getting me to the money quicker. I knew the rules. I sold drugs since a kid and understood the code. I knew if we took 50 to 80,000 from a drug dealer, he wasn't gonna call the police.
Hey, yo, word to everything I love, yo, bees, man, I can't even explain it until you come home. I love you, son. Guess what? In a violating relationship when everything was fine. Chasing paper, committing crime, facing time, neglecting dimes, respecting slimes, knowing I could do better. Instead I'm like, never mind. Feeling resentment behind co-defendants, saying it's love in the same sense they snitching. It's many men I wanna kill behind my pride. Then again, it's many men of mine I wish that never died. Learning the difference between the wrongs and the rights. My man who put me on the paper wound up facing life. In return, though I'm concerned, still scraping his wife. If he read this in a kite, he wouldn't take it so light. No need to second guess on nothing I done. Same way you do people, in return the same way you get done.
Yo, I advise y'all to listen to son. Haven't met another man that paint a picture quite as vivid as home.
Now look at my life's changed, it's quite strange. Made it harder for me to harbor or even fight pain. Sometimes the life's taken quicker than the light came. All because a person ain't choose to do the right thing. It's hard to Spike Lee it out. I deal with things accordingly in situations most can only read about. Cause when you least expect it, right then and there, to tell you the truth, karma will seek you out. Violating relationship when everything was fine. Chasing paper, committing crime, facing time, neglecting dimes, respecting slimes, knowing I could.
Nothing about being a stick-up kid made me feel bad. I love the thrill, I love the fast cash, and I love the reputation and the way people respected and feared me.
I wanna kill behind my pride. Then again, it's many men of mine I wish that never died. I'm refusing to trust, believing
to me, taking paper wasn't me being a hater. It was just a quick hustle. It was dangerous as well, cause you don't always get to take another man's shit without bullets flying and somebody getting hurt.
How'd you feel about the first time that he had to go up?
Well, the first time, I remember warning him. Was that I don't think that was the first time, but it was one time.
That was the 10 years. You warned me about the 10 years.
Yeah, well, the first time, I remember, actually my family members, I think they went and got him out. Didn't they get you out? You came home?
Well, actually, the first time I ever went away, Mom, was when I was 13.
Right.
And that was just
They were painful times, and it was more painful for me because there was a lot of guilt for me because, like I said, I was living another life, caught up in the grip. So I really couldn't help them like I wanted to, like I would have if I was living right. But it was very painful, just knowing that he was behind bars and living the way I was living, like it was my fault, you know. So it was a lot of guilt, you know. One of the times I remember having this dream, like this was before he did 10 years in prison. I remember he told me he was going down south, and for some reason, I don't know, I went to sleep or something, and I woke up because the dream told me, it showed me how he was behind these bars, and he was shaking them, and he couldn't get out. And he couldn't get out. And this time my family, Steve, nobody could get him out. This time it was going to be like that, but I seen it so vividly, and I know it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. And I remember going all up the street looking for him and looking for him. And I remember him pulling up in the car with all these guys and stuff, and I was begging him, Todd, please don't go. I had a dream. And I had a dream. You are not going to come back. You're not going to come back. You're going to be in jail for a very long time.
It's a whole nother world. This was a new experience. Ironically, DFY, Division of Youth Facilities, prepared me to survive in this type of environment. I was 17 years old and I had just been convicted and sentenced to 2 to 6 years in state prison. I'm 17 years old, I'm entering M.I.S.T.E.R reception, and upon my entrance, I'm told I'm no longer a name. They gave me 90B 2705. That was my number. 17-year-old adolescent, having to deal with, you know, the mentalities of others that's going through the same circumstances as me. We all wild, we don't give a fuck. You know, having to deal with the mentality of the police and basically just trying to figure out how to operate in a prison environment. After doing 2 years and coming home, I really didn't learn too much. I wasn't rehabilitated. Prison doesn't rehabilitate anyone. Came home from doing that bid and walked through a revolving door.
That's when you got locked in, kept you, right?
After that, yeah.
After that, yeah.
I escaped from the Mount Vernon Police Department. Because I was actually out on bail, and I caught a case in Manhattan. Me and a couple of other guys. I fell asleep in the cab, and when I woke up, we was in front of Dr. J's on 125th. I see all my dudes crossing the street, so I'm like, okay. I get out the car. When I get out the car, you know, this African guy was like coming behind me with a golf club. I'm not knowing that my dudes ain't paid a fare, so there was like a little secret joke between them. But you know, I just happened to have a gun on me or whatever, and I poked it out on the dude in front of all these people, and the mind state that we was in was just so crazy because we act like that didn't even happen. You know what I'm saying? We act like that didn't even take place. And we just went about our business. So we went upstairs to go shopping, and next thing you know, the whole block is flooded with the 30th, 28th Street precinct. And you know, they came for us or whatever, and you know, I don't know how we got out of that one, but we got R&R in Manhattan. I came home for about 2 more weeks, and then I ain't see the streets in like 10 years after that. And that was all from the dream that she had. I seen everything she seen. Everything she seen and was telling me about while I was on the street, I kind of seen through her eyes what she was seeing while I was locked up.
Got caught back up into the system again and got convicted of another armed robbery. This time it was a C felony. I had to come through Downstate Correctional Facility, and I received a 95A 3502 number. Spending 16 and a half years in and out of these institutions, I knew it was a possibility that many of us had become institutionalized. I studied music while incarcerated. I was turning 30 years old. I had been in prison for 10 years, and I wanted to come home with a plan.
I'm CEO of Reconnecting Entertainment, Luck Bills. I'm showing love to spots in the hood, man.
What is your name?
Name is Colleen, but the hood call me Luck Bills.
Tell me, how long have you been rapping for?
Since I was 13.
It's
says here you were incarcerated?
Yeah, did some bad things in my past, you know. Everybody made mistakes.
How long did you serve?
10 years.
Where are you from?
Moscow, Mount Vernon, New York.
Y'all know I rep my set to 55.
Music was always my first love. Upon my release in 2003, I had a lot of music. I wrote a lot of albums in prison, and I already had the idea of popping a label off. I wanted to record my first album, which was Stolen Legacy, and I started an independent recording label, Reconnecting Entertainment. I was introduced to this brother by the name of Sleep, and you know, he recorded a song for me. I liked his style. He had a group that he was in, and he was being managed, or he was under some felonious contract with some guys, and I just liked his style, and I liked what he was doing, and I liked what he brought to the table. Came to them guys and said I wanted to start a label, and basically those were my first two artists, Trial and Error, Error Black and Sleep. We went on to record a few albums together, put out a few albums, mixtapes, did some shows. I was really going hard with the music because the music had always been part of my life.
Love and loyalty, my nigga. Right now, we popping off the Reconnecting Entertainment joint. You know what I'm saying? Got the fan right here.
What up, what up?
You know, I mean, kept it 100 every day. Right now, we just like, you know what I'm saying? We in the hood, boss. This in the hood.
You know, things went a certain direction with the team. Brothers started to migrate in other areas and, you know, traveled, and, you know, everything that we had put together, it seemed like it was just falling apart. And, you know, brothers just went their separate ways with no, you know, it wasn't no hard feelings. It's just that, you know, brothers was growing and brothers just felt like, you know what I'm saying, we needed to go on our separate ways. Times was changing. I had already been home for about 5 years. I got sidetracked and went back to the street, and I was up top. I was in this town called Hudson getting a couple of dollars, and being that I was on parole and out of my jurisdiction, you know what I mean, I caught a violation.
They were at 527 State Street in the city of Hudson, executing a search warrant of the 3 apartment residence.
And what did you go in for?
Well, we got a search warrant obtained from the county court judge to look for evidence of guns.
You know, I was maxing out in a couple of months, so I ended up doing 5 months. And when I came home from the parole violation, subsequently to that, I was home for a brief little couple of weeks, and I got hit up real bad. Ain't no days off. As soon as you take your eye off the streets, that's when it can happen. And one thing I learned is no matter how fast you're living in the fast lane, karma's always gonna catch up.
How did you feel when you heard Luck got shot?
Scared to death. And I remember the girl calling me up. All she was saying was, I don't remember her saying got shot, but I remember her saying a pool of blood, a pool of blood. Oh my God, oh my God. And since he was right almost around the corner, me and Daryl put our clothes on. And I just went in full force and ran. And when I got to around the corner, I just remember saying, God, don't let my son die without me getting there first. Because the telephone call was like, oh my God, he's gonna die. Oh my God, it's too much blood. You know, I don't remember her saying shot, whatever. All I just know, and when I got there, all I know is there was police lights and stuff. All these people were all over the place. And I remember getting there, and the police told me to stop. And somebody said, no, that's his mother. And they let me in.
You know how strong Luck Bills was, man. Mister was, you know what I'm saying? Like when he was laying on the floor, I'm talking about 5 bullets in his back. Talking about, and like when I did see them fighting over there, you know, like I wanted to jump in it because I wanted to know why they was fighting, you know. But you know, but his girls' daughters like, please, Ron, don't go over there, don't go over there. But Luck was talking about, yo, Ron, tell him to take me to the hospital.
Yeah.
Y'all just won't go to the hospital, yo.
why they taking so long? And I was like, yo, it's gotta be all right. It's gonna be all right. I'm standing on the steps, and he right here. It's gonna be all right. They just gotta do what they gotta do. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. He said, man, I just want to go to the hospital, man.
Because he was talking, he was saying, Mom, I'm all right. But if you could have seen the pool of blood, and then there was this other guy, and it was crazy in there because it was police in there, and this other guy was fighting the police because
they wouldn't let,
I
wouldn't. Was telling him to take me to, I didn't know how bad I was, but I was telling him to take me to the car if the ambulance take too long.
He was leaning over Todd, and they were saying, "You're gonna let him die. You're gonna let him die." And I'm like standing there in shock, and all of a sudden I seen the police and the boy fighting, and they was almost, and I was saying, "Oh my God," because I thought they was gonna step on Todd, and Todd was looking up at me saying, "Mommy, I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay." And they finally got him, and his girlfriend was a wreck. She was screaming, "Oh my God, oh my God." That's all she kept saying.
What happened after you got shot?
Well, after I got shot, man, I was conscious, and you know, thank God that my girl put me in the house or whatever, because for some reason I couldn't feel my legs, and actually I didn't feel none of the shots. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to sound like, you know, a macho type of dude. I didn't feel anything. Maybe because the first shot that hit me, it probably did something that, you know, numbed my body. But prior to me getting shot and being brought to Jacoby Hospital, I lost conscious for a couple of days or whatever, and I woke up when they was about to do surgery 3 days later. They explained what the surgery was going to be and how serious it was, and that they believed that I needed it because it was a spinal cord injury. And what happened was, one of the bullets cracked my spine.
Looks like a bullet. Okay, so look, the bullet's here. It went in on what side? On the left side? His left. So it hasn't crossed the midline, that's one thing. So it entered about here, and it's up there.
Y'all ain't gotta go through this. Y'all just get up and, you know what I'm saying, walk. This is shit I gotta do. It's hard being me, man. It's hard being me, man. All them little kids out there that used to be like, yo, look, man, I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. Yeah. It's hard, man. Don't be like me, be better than me. Hard work, hard work.
Try how many reps you trying to do or how long?
It's right here. I just be going for like 20 minutes. I just got off the mat, doing my stretches and shit. You know what I'm saying? Doing back exercises. And then earlier today I was at therapy, working out on my hips and all that, because I got a spine injury, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get it back in the flow, get that rhythm back. Everything deals with rhythm and all that, so I'm just trying to get my rhythm and balance back. It's hard work. There's no love out here. These streets don't love nobody. When you out here, you living how you living, there's no honor amongst thieves. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that you find individuals or individual that you could really relate to in these streets. But when you out here, it's every man for self. And if you gonna live by the gun, your mentality gotta be die by the gun.
It's a different. It's a way out.
the streets is not always that. It's, you know, that ain't the key thing. It's not always that. If someone cares, if someone gonna listen to your story, everybody in this world got a story. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like you're there by yourself. You're not there by yourself. I was in the streets. I got friends that was in the streets. Matter of fact, when I heard Luck got hit up, you know what I'm saying? Because my man got hit up real bad, and it was lights out. That's what I thought. You feel me? And so when he got hit up, the first thing I'm thinking is retaliation. We got to get these dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my head, not telling him, but that's just what we gonna do if something like that ever happened to someone in our set, in our little circle. And that's the first thought came to my head. But when I went to go see him, and I seen, like, you know, it was like, I mean, we had the thoughts, but he's still like, nah, I mean, something else. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You know what you gonna do? Look, you know what? I'm gonna write a book. We went from rapping to trying to get on in the game to now he's writing books. He got 4 books out. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't write 1 page of what they thinking about today. My man got 4 books out, and I commend him. I respect him. His body of work is deep. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And my support, I don't care. To the ends of the earth, I'm walking with my man. You know what I mean?
I definitely started writing novels. Well, the main reason was I wanted to tell my story. I always been a writer. I always had a gift to gab with the pen. But I wanted to tell my story. And then when I realized that I can tell a story, you know what I'm saying? I had so many stories in my head because I done lived a certain way of life. And, you know, it was all about transforming them real life stories into fictional characters. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I write, because I want to, in every book that I write, I send a message. It's up to the reader to take it as, it's just like, it's no different from watching an Arnold Schwarzenegger action film than reading one of my novels. But at the end of the day, I'm leaving the message because I'm painting a picture. And when you paint pictures, people have the tendency to perceive. So I want you to be able to take, what's good, boss? I want you to be able to take, you know what I'm saying, what I'm presenting, and being able to get the message out of it, the jewel, the gem. So that's pretty much why I write urban novels, man. I want to teach as well as entertain.
Well, I can speak on the books coming from his origin. I always knew him for being a writer. I always known Lucky for being a writer. And he used to captivate the whole yard when he used to write down whatever poetry or maybe a verse from a rhyme that he was writing, and just story dialogue. When he used to write down stuff on the legal paper, he just has that knack and that ability to captivate, especially the demographic that's going to be reading it. You know, and they need this. There's a lot of fraudulent kind of deals that's going on, and it's not really authentic. And this really touches base with the individual who has lived that type of life. You know, it's just certain things that, you know, when you read certain kind of urban fiction, that is missing. You can tell that it's just somebody who's sitting at a typewriter and just coming up with stuff off of things that they've seen or may have heard about. But this is something coming from someone who's actually experienced it, and someone else who's experienced this can feel that common thread in it. It's just authentic. You know, I don't want to talk too much about it, and it sounds like I'm over embellishing, but it's just real.
And just like, you know, when I was introduced to him, it was just like, you know, I heard stories about him before I met him, you know what I mean? Then when I met him, like, the stories was up front, like, you know what I mean? And I was feeling it, you know what I mean? And I've just been my dude ever since, you know what I mean?
Right.
Love never changed, like, genuine guy, like, you know, ever since, you know, before the, you know, he got shot, afterwards, same shit, you know what I mean?
When he got hit, how did you feel about that?
I mean, like, even like, I told him, like, when I went to Jacoby to see him and shit, you know, like, I felt like crying. I'm saying I held it in though, but, you know, like, to see my nigga like that in that situation, you know, like, to be honest, like, he came back like real. Like, I didn't think he was gonna make it back like how he made it back right now, man.
Came back strong, right?
Definitely, man.
Yeah, man.
The injury, it's kind of like, it's hard to really say what if, but if I can say what if, I would say that if it wasn't for the injury, who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that I would have went to an early grave because of the lifestyle I was living. You know what I'm saying?
Even if after I got shot up and I was able to walk out the hospital regularly, I probably would have created another situation. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have got some get back. And that would have basically, you know, one thing about me is like, sometimes I go a little too far, so I might have went a little too far and dug a hole for my own self. So, you know, but the way that it worked out with this situation, you know, this is beautiful. I get to start all over. It's like starting all over again, you know, learning how to walk, relearning how to walk, relearning how to adjust my attitude, my behavior, my characteristics, my actions, stuff like that. So it's a journey, it's a struggle. You know what I mean? And I love it. Not saying I was arrogant, but I was kind of speeding through life like I was in a rush. So this kind of like slowed me down, you know. Prior to me even actually being on my feet to walk like this, it was a process. I was in the hospital for like 18 months. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it changed me in many ways because, you know, I get to do a lot of introspection on myself. I get to see things around me a little bit more clearer. I'm focused a little bit more on priorities.
So what is your goal moving forward in life? What are you trying to accomplish?
I want to be a better writer. I want to be a better father, better son, better friend. My goals for the near future are just to keep writing and honing my skills. I believe I found my niche with this writing stuff. I like writing urban fictions because I was once a part of that life. So it's easy for me to tell these stories. But, you know, when I do tell these stories, it's a message in them. So pretty much my goal is just to keep writing. Of course, the genre and the things that I write about is going to change as I grow. But for now, I just want to write stories and leave a message to the youth, you know what I'm saying, about the life. I want to tell them about the life. I don't want them to, you know, glorify it and stuff like that. But the stories that I tell, you know, it's real life situations in a fictional way that I'm telling it. So I want them to actually see the stories, and when they read it, they know that it's coming from me, and they know that I lived that life. So they see the, you know, the situations that come with that life. And basically, I just want to grow as a person. Yeah, I never really fathomed or thought about, you know what I'm saying, influenced the novel, my debut novel, making the impact that it made. It wasn't really catered to anybody except people that was incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, because I actually wrote the book while I was incarcerated. So I wanted to give something back to them. You know, I didn't want to send them a package. I didn't want to write them a letter. I didn't want to send them a card. I wanted to send them a book from one of their comrades, you know what I mean? And so it was catered to them. But when people start actually reading the book, my peers and people from other walks of life, doctors, nurses, therapists, and these were people that, you know, Ivy League people, middle class people and white people, you know what I'm saying, that I thought would never, take this story and it would have an effect on them. So, you know, once I seen that I can do that and had the ability to do that, I just kept on writing, and every book got better and better. And then I just wanted to tackle, you know, the screenplay, because my brother here, D Short, man, we talked about a lot of things, man, about our future and this film industry. And he's a brother that I look up to. He's an inspiration, and you know, he's talented in his field of work. So I definitely wanted to work with him. So I just took it upon myself to do research about writing screenplays and every facet of how do you go about writing a screenplay. And what amazed me is that writing a screenplay from a novel is totally different. So, you know, it's a different beast, but at the same time, I'm a writer, and this is what I love to do.
Oh, that was really shocking too, but like I said, he was one child in the house and whoever he was on the outside. And then after all the prisons and up till he got shot, I really heard about Todd's story and who Todd was in the street. And I never knew, because I didn't know my son in the street. Like I know him right now. I know this boy. He's just like me. But I know one thing, him in the street, I didn't know about that stuff. I knew he might have robbed something, he might have sold drugs, but you know what I mean? I'm talking about some other stuff. Like, led up to him getting shot. I didn't even know I didn't know that was in the heart, you know what I mean? But he was a good child. I mean, he had a good heart. And now, this is who he is now. He's my child again.
You think everything that he's gone through, well, obviously brought him to this point. How do you feel about that now? Grateful.
I just know he's blessed. I know my seed is truly blessed, and I believe Todd is gonna prosper in everything he wants. And he had to go through what he had to go through to get where he's at now, and I'm really, truly so proud of him. I really am. I got my son back. He has his mother back. You know what I mean? And I just watch God's grace through our story and see where we're at right now.
Why do we always seem to wind up back here? Me and you. I mean, we holding you, talking to you. Every exit I penetrate, I was in a different state. Whipping, deep dishing, cleaning some paper plates. Whole nother time zone, tunnel vision in my zone. Anywhere I laid my hat was my home. Did it like this is what I do. Gave my word to stay focused and to make it right back to you. You believed in me, same way I believed in you. Anything I seen, wanted you to see it too. Already know, I already knew. Jay said bubble quietly, this is long overdue. If this is another gamble, I'll blow it all over you. Nothing could sidetrack, take me away from you. Being away from you is one thing I'm afraid to do. Who could put you in the mood the way you say I do? Us being apart, something we never meant to do. When I can't talk to no one else, I know I could vent with you.
Real story. You know what I'm saying? I'm really one of those niggas that really got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? I came from nothing and put something together. That's my story. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm out